All right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Appreciate you coming back out to Dan's Trades. As you can see, I am going to play a video of my trading today. Always read those disclaimers. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, purely my review of my trading activity. So here we see, I'll do a spoiler alert. I should have not touched this. This was the perfect setup had I let it play out, but I got a little tricked. So let's watch it play out. So today is September 24th, 2024. And this is the New York game session, just opened. Placing the stop above the consequent encroachment, so that wick, or the planned stop, right around 20 points, 81 ticks it's going to be. And looking to take a fair value gap, the first one being presented on the 1 minute chart on the NASDAQ here, MNQ. We're going to go for 2 contracts, 1 trade. But I see just happened right here. We just hit the 50% midpoint of the opening range gap, so I'm going to take the order off because that's my model that someone just talked about on the internet somewhere. So I really do enjoy it, but typically if it happens once, it doesn't always fill, so I like trading it for the first touch, so I wasn't interested in taking the second trade right away. Hindsight being 2020, it would have been nice to leave it on, but it works either way. Let's just see what actually happens here. We're at 9:35 now. We're on a 1 minute chart right now, so 5 minutes in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles it took to hit there the first time, so I'm taking note of that. And wondering if there's another lower time frame that might have offered an entry, because I didn't see an entry possibility. You know, we were never retraced up to that. Here we are getting a second touch, hitting the midpoint, a little bit lower low there on that 1 minute candle. And so I start scrolling through, see if there was an entry on a 15-second. I don't see it there. There isn't any inefficiency up there. We do see a fair value gap way up here, but price never did trace back up to it. Got an inversion fair value gap. The price came down, never touched that either. So it's not like I missed a good entry that I was looking for. It's just a fact of it ran without me, and that was fine. So I was looking to see if there's, maybe a 30-second, 45-second, anything else that might offer another opportunity. So I decided to take another swing at it. You'll see here, but I didn't use a limit order like I had placed. So like I was saying, hindsight 2020, had I left those, it would have been great. But let's see what we see here. 9:36, we're still in the first few minutes. We've touched it twice now. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles have touched it. A couple smaller little inefficiencies coming back up. We see price will trade back up to clear out those areas of inefficiency. So the same trade is still kind of in play, what I'm thinking there. And I don't need to have the full stop at 20, so that's nice. That's where I was looking like. If I would have got a retrace there, do I see a retrace in the 30-second? No retrace there either. Just kind of scrolling through time frames slowly, debating if I want to take another swing at this. I have seen some models where it does touch the midpoint more than one time. I don't have the exact stat off the top of my head for that, but that's what's running through my head right now. $9.37. And 1 minute chart, same, that 21.28 was that the high of that candle right there, 128. So I have less seat time, model tracking time with multiple touches in the first 10 minutes or so, first 15 minutes. I know there is news coming at 10 today, so I want to be out of the trade before 10, obviously. And so we've already accomplished the majority of what the trade framework is over 70% of the time. We will hit that before 10 o'clock, and I definitely want to be out before the 10 o'clock news today, even though it would have worked in my favor. We're watching here. But you don't know that going into it. Hindsight's 2020, so we're taking a view of live action that was recorded this morning. I might go back and look to see if there is multiple hits to the midpoint of the opening range gap. I haven't tracked that. That's another piece of data that I could leverage at this point. In the back of my head, I'm thinking this is where I want to enter, but we've already hit it once. So I didn't have the faith that I had it been untouched so far. So what I'm going to do next is seeing as, okay, this is what I want. Price is moving down. How can I get any potential validation? If I look at a lower time frame chart, let's see what we see. So we are definitely cutting. So I market ordered in. Not the best thing. Risk is a little bit higher, but instead of my original stop loss above the other fair value gap, I'm going to modify it. So I'm going to put it right above the bodies of that fair value gap and still target the same midpoint of the opening range gap. Knowing that we got about 20 minutes before the top of the hour, price could easily come back down there. You know, if we're not asking for much, we're going from 117 to 103, so about 14 points, give or take. It's not the 20, but it's what we're shooting for right now. So we're just watching this play out, getting ready to cut off the trade in case we don't like it, just because it's not my bread and butter. We already touched it once, but we're going for second swing and actually third swing here. So had I followed my first rule, the 21.28 would have been a nice entry, which is where my stop is right now. So I adjusted my stop based on that entry. And she delivered like a beauty. So we're happy about that. So I'm journaling that one, add one more to the books that we can hit multiple times before the 9 o'clock hour, and I'm out before the news, so I'm happy about that. So hope that is a little bit insightful for you. Nothing really happens between now and then. I can show you price just kind of cruises. I take a little snapshot of it, get it ready for my journal. Price kind of just meanders right there, doesn't go much farther, so I'm happy about getting out when I did. And that's where we stopped the recording. So again, appreciate you coming out. Remember, tomorrow is promised for none of us. Live for today and take care.